please raise your hand. We will start with Kareem.
Wanted to ask again a little bit about the offensive struggles. Obviously, Tina was doing her thing. Natasha got going a little bit, but what'd you think about that end of the floor tonight?
It was terrible. Can't shoot 30% and win games. The big improvement was from 25 to 30%. It's terrible.
Also got out rebounded pretty bad. Was that just an anomaly, or is that y'all need to crash a little harder?
It's probably one of the most upsetting things about the whole game. That's all we talked about for 2 days. And they're not a great offensive rebounding team in general, but they have a couple individuals that are good. Brianna Turner is a good offensive rebound, but their bench had 10 offensive boards. They had 17 offensive rebounds for 20 points. You can't even expect to win when a team gets 20 points off of offensive rebounds. It's just not good enough. Our defense was playing really well for long stretches. Here we were, late in the third quarter, and Griner has 12 points, and, we've done a good job on their starters, but it's just, it's just not good enough.
Thank you.
Jen.
Hey, Coach. Tina took a lot of shots tonight, and she very clearly looks like your top option right now. Do you have a clear number 2 that you're looking to, or are you still sorting that out?
Well, I would hope it would be Ariel Atkins. She's struggling.
And then I asked you about Sydney Weiss before the game, so just wanted to come back and ask you what you thought about her performance.
I don't have anything great to say about anybody right now. I think the best part of it is that, I thought that Tina competed against Griner. When you get 22 and 12, you've competed well. I thought Natasha Cloud played a really good game. She did a good job on Theresa. She had 18 points. We needed her offense tonight. Erica McCall gave us a little bit of offense and rebounding off the bench, but we're struggling to shoot. So there's not a lot of other great things you can say about a game like this.
If I can just ask one more quick thing.
Sure.
When is the earliest that we could see Maisha step in and help you guys out?
Same thing we talked about before. She could maybe play Sunday.
Thank you.
She won't have practiced if she does, because she's not allowed to practice until Saturday night.
Got it. Thanks.
I think that's it, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Tina. Mike is pretty frustrated with shots not falling. Obviously, I'm sure you guys are also. I'm just curious, what's the feel out there on the court when you guys are getting looks, but they're just not going down?
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating. I took a handful of bad shots, forced some jump shots that I didn't have to. Just still getting used to one another. This is a new group for this organization, so just trying to find ourselves within the plays and everything.
Can you give us a little insight on what happened on the boards today? I know that was
exactly what you saw. I don't exactly what you saw.
I got
you need to. I could say the things that you already know the answers to. You need to block out. Brianna Turner had like 13 rebounds. Exactly what you saw. They just wanted it more. They were just crashing the boards. Brianna Turner did a great job. So yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you.
No problem.
Jen.
Hey, Tina, I know the rebounding wasn't what you wanted, but wanted to ask you about Erica McCall's performance. I know she gave you guys some energy, and just curious, what you saw from her and what it's like for you playing with her and how that chemistry is.
I think she's like the most consistent in her role, just being a star in her role and what's expected of her, just coming off the bench and just giving a great presence and energy on the glass and rolling hard and making sure she's aware of where the ball is and finding her spots. It's just everything you would want. I don't know what year she's in, but I think she's definitely thriving in her role and was a great pickup for this organization.
And then, pregame and yesterday and all that, folks have been saying that shots have been falling in practice and, not so much in the games. Do you think, it's just a matter of patience and the shots are going to fall, or do you guys need to change something up?
It's a matter of not being as competitive in practice. It's a matter of not having that hard defense. Usually in WNBA, you have practice guys. And those guys are going to be aggressive. The shots are going to be tougher. You're going to have to work harder. So that's definitely, killing us, going against one another, taking it easy on one another. Not want to smack one another with a screen and things of that nature. But of course, short shots can go in if people are playing off. But the defense that we're seeing in the games is not the defense that we are reflecting in practice. So.
Thank you.
Ian.
Hi, Tina. I was just wondering if you could talk a little bit about your battle with Brittany Griner inside the paint today.
I don't understand. It's a battle.
Sorry, no, just
like if you give me like a more.
Yeah, I mean, you held her to 14 points. I mean, there was a lot of times where going down the court, you knew that she was going to get the ball and they were going to try to post up with her. I was wondering kind of, how you defended that and that battle tonight.
Yeah, I think she's great. It's kind of hard to answer this question. I think you guys saw the game. Like it's a great battle. Always going to go up against one another.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you, Tina.
All right. Have a good night, man.
Hey, Erica, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I know it's a tough night. I know you haven't been here as long as everybody, but I'm just curious, what have you noticed with the offense? Is it just one of those things where shots don't fall, or do you see something that's structurally that needs to be kind of improved?
Right. I think a little bit of both. I think we still need to knock down some shots. We're still getting used to each other, playing with each other. But a big emphasis that we really been talking about is pace and space. So really working on our spacing, learning how to play with Tina. Like for me, I'm still trying to get used to her posting up. Where should I be? When should I cut? And so I think that's the same for everyone else. Just getting used to playing with each other. And I think when all that happens, when we get used to the pace and space, then I think we'll be able to execute a lot more plays.
And any insight on kind of what happened on the boards today? I know you did a good job, but I know Mike was frustrated as a team.
Yeah. I mean, he talked about that in shoot around and in practice that there are going to be a lot of long boards in their team, that O board, especially Bree Turner. And I think, we tripped up on a lot. Sometimes I know myself, just as a player, we get used to ball watching and we don't, hit our man. And so I think that's what happened a lot. And kudos to Bree Turner, that's her job and she does it well.
And just one quick one about yourself. I know you said you're still kind of getting used to everything, which is to be expected. I'm just curious how you feel you're fitting in your role. Tina just said, you're probably the most consistent in your role on the team right now.
Yeah, I'm just come here to do what I usually do, which is bring energy, rebounds, putbacks, just do the little things for my team. So I think just keeping that mindset for myself, trying not to do too much, because when I try to do that, things get a lot more complicated. So when I stick to that mindset, just bringing energy and doing the little things for my team, I know that I can be able to execute and help my team be more successful in that way.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jen.
Kareem stole my question. So
he had some good questions.
Instead I'll pivot. I wanted to ask you about Sydney Weiss and, how she looked. Did you guys overlap in college too in the Pac-12?
Yeah, me and Sid are the same class. So we were out of the same class. We were in the draft together. My mom actually just sent me a picture of us together at the draft. We sat right next to each other. So Sid is my girl. Been competing against her for a long time now. And so I'm happy that we're finally teammates. And she's just an amazing competitor, but even better leader, a better talker. She just makes sure you're always in the right place, making sure you have the right mindset when you go and check into the game. Every time I checked into the game, Sid was right there telling me, hey, we want to win these minutes. We're always trying to win minutes. And so she's just an amazing player. I'm excited to have her on the team, and I think she's going to help us become very successful.
That's awesome. I love that symmetry, full circle moment, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
And I just lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry.
All good.
Any other questions for Erica? Jen, did you think of
Oh,
your
yes,
question?
I got it. Thank you. Sorry. I was just going to ask, the rotations looked a little bit different than we saw in the scrimmage. Obviously, Sydney was playing, minutes that she wasn't playing because she got traded. Did Coach T talk to you guys about rotations, maybe getting shorter or changing, or was that kind of a surprise not to see, some folks play as many minutes as you saw in the scrimmages?
Yeah. For me, I wasn't here for the scrimmages, so I didn't see too much. But of course I watched a little bit more. But I think it just comes, he traded for Sydney for a reason. So, I figured she's probably going to play a little bit more. But, I think it just comes to 2 games. We're still experimenting with rotation. So I know nothing's ever going to be pretty consistent in the beginning. So might see a different rotation in game 3. So you never know. I think in due time, when more games come down the line, we start to figure out who can do what and playing with each other. I think rotations will be a bit more consistent. But for now, I think he's just experimenting with what he's got.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I think that's it. Thank you, Erica.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Tosh.
What's up, Kareem?
Your shot started to fall a little today. You kind of found your rhythm, but still not what you guys are looking for as a team. What's your perspective on that side of the floor?
This is a new team. I'm going to say it. I've said it since the jump. We are still learning each other. We're learning our offenses. We're learning where to give people the ball in successful situations. We were better tonight. The end score is not going to show it. But we were a lot better in a lot of facets on both ends of the floor. I think we hit that third quarter lull. I don't like to talk about refs, but I think we let them affect the game too much. I think they affected the game too much. But we need to be better in those situations and be able to adjust and adapt to, a lot of whistles. So I think that third quarter, we went into a lull and, defensively, the fourth quarter killed us.
I know there's a lot of frustrations, but as a group, are you guys still, it's so early. I know you guys wouldn't get that down at this point of the season. Do you like where you guys are, like kind of mentally in a good space? Are you guys giving the kind of effort and energy that you want?
Absolutely. I think we can always be better in that area. I think that we need to start games better and not go down by such a deficit to start with. So we got to figure out what works for us coming into games, because we got to be able to throw the first punch. But it's early and this team is still together. Our mental is still good. Obviously, we're playing high minutes. Our starters are playing high minutes. So after these types of games, it is frustrating, but we come back in the gym tomorrow, and that's the blessing of this game and this league is that, we get to play another day. And so we're going to get better tomorrow on our off day, come in, get treatment, get shots up, and then be ready for Thursday's practice and Friday in New York coming in here.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kareem.
Raymond.
Hey, Tosh, how's it going?
I'm good, Raymond. How are you?
I'm good. No, you didn't get the result you expected tonight, but have a bit of good news for you. You were selected to the Made for the W Top 10 Sneakerhead list for the second year.
Dang, I better be. I think I was a little high, but you know what? Made for the W. I still love y'all.
Hey, just kind of talk to me about that and just your personal style and how you're growing in that area.
Yeah, there's some real big sneakerheads in this league, so I'm not going to put myself in like the top 5. I'll save that for the OGs of the league. But I've been blessed to sign with a company in Converse that supports me as a player, as an activist, but then brings the heat as well. It's just a part of my swag. I like to say that I'm a cozy kind of comfort, tomboy type of swag. And so I'm just true to myself. And so, I don't stress too much on game day. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put these little Nike shorts on, the oversized t-shirt, and put these Chucks on and get it going. But it's just who I've always been. And so I'm proud to be one of the top 10 sneakerheads of the league. Nice. And just kind of talk about the shoes you wore tonight. What's the inspiration behind the design? Fire and Ice. The battle between the two. They're definitely one of my favorite pairs to wear because they pop. You immediately see them. But I like the idea of the Fire and Ice because you have to go between the both. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. All right, thanks, Tosh. Appreciate you.
Jen.
Hey, Tosh.
Hey, Jen.
So obviously Tina's been doing Tina things, the first few games of the season, which is great. As a point guard, who are you looking for after Tina? Are you calling your own number? Are you looking for somebody else? Who's kind of the number two at this point?
Everyone's the number two after Tina. Between me, Ariel, Leilani, that's who we're trying to get going. I think we do a really good job of getting Tina going early and getting her touches early, but we got to get Ariel Atkins and Leilani going early as well. Today I called my number a little bit more because I can attack their bigs off a ball screen. So putting pressure on them to either engage to or to get to the bucket. But we got to be able to get Ariel Atkins and Leilani Mitchell going.
And you led me straight to it. How do you get Ariel and Leilani going?
It falls a lot on me as a point guard to get them open shots and easy shots, putting them in successful situations. Myself getting into the paint, engaging too, and then just running plays for them and executing those plays.
Then last question for me, just your thoughts on how Sydney Weiss is doing, and is there anything that you're doing to try to speed up her learning curve a little bit or anything like that?
There's no learning curve. She came in and she came ready. She picked up our plays, our game schemes, our game plans immediately. So when you have a player like that come in, that's immediate help for us. And that's what we need right now with, waiting for players like Maisha to come back, Elena to come back. Sydney's been great. She's great for our locker room. She's a phenomenal person and she's grown since she's been in this league. She's a player that I don't think a lot of people respect, but from the time that we came in together, she's a completely different player now.
Thanks so much, Tosh.
Thank you, Jen.
Ian?
Hey, Tosh. I was at the end of the game, it looked like you and Elena were talking and, kind of maybe talking about strategy or, what you guys saw in the game. I was just curious about that conversation, what you guys were going through.
I need to be better as a leader. We don't have the maturity right now for me to start getting into it with the refs. Again, I thought they had way too much effect on this game tonight. And obviously you saw me get a technical for a steal. So, as a leader, I'm able to bounce back, but is our team able to? And so that's where I need to grow. That's where I need to be better. As a leader of this team, and one of the vocal leaders too, is understanding that while it may work for me, it doesn't work for our team at this point. So Elena's just keeping me in check. And that's what I need from, my Batman.
For sure. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Ian.
I think that's it. As always, Tosh, thank you for your time.
Thank y'all. Stay safe.